At this moment, the rabbit-eared girl with a face full of fear stepped in front of the butterfly empress and hurriedly said, "Oh my god, my lady, do you know what he borrowed the hammer for?" The butterfly empress curiously asked, "For what?" The rabbit-eared girl quickly replied, "There are many monster tribe ambushes outside, all waiting to kill him. He will use your hammer to massacre the monster tribe." Upon hearing this, the butterfly empress gasped and wide-eyed in astonishment. She panicked and exclaimed, "Xiao Zhan, wait. After using it, the small hammer will automatically return. You don't need to worry that I don't have a hammer to use." The butterfly empress didn't forget to remind, "Also, it's very dangerous outside. You have to hang in there." Witnessing this scene, the surrounding monster tribe members all had dumbfounded expressions, only able to sigh in frustration. Who told them her father was Yin Yu Dai Shan, one of the powerful beings of the monster tribe? The rabbit-eared girl frowned slightly, her mouth twitching as she whispered, "Which side does she belong to, after all?" Xiao Zhan stepped out from the beam of light, and the monsters instantly cheered excitedly. "Whoa, he's out? He finally came out. Kill him!" More than 2,000 monsters immediately surrounded Xiao Zhan, killing intent filling the air. King Dao crossed her arms and calmly stepped in front of Demonic Chu, her eyes glaring maliciously at Xiao Zhan, her smile icy and chilling. "Xiao Zhan, you finally came out. I thought you didn't dare to show up." Demonic Chu, dressed in all black, with hair flowing as if caught in a breeze despite the stillness, held 2 large hammers in his hands. His handsome, fair face wore a bright smile. "Hello, I'm sorry to have kept you waiting. I know you all were waiting for me. I would have come out a bit earlier." King Dao gave a sarcastic smile. At this point, you can still smile. It's just a forced smile. The group of demons behind her chimed in, right. He's just forcing a smile. I see he's pretending to be profound and mysterious, then looking for a chance to run away. Outside the secret realm, the humans saw Holy Son Xiao Zhan surrounded by over 2,000 monsters and couldn't help but feel worried. A female great saint turned to shy Meng Yi and asked, "Lady Meng Yi, it seems the Holy Son is surrounded by monsters. Should we send someone to rescue him?" Another great saint added, "But it seems it might be too late." In contrast to the anxious mood of everyone, shy Meng Yi appeared very calm. She smiled to herself, thinking, "You people still don't understand my villainous disciple." Looking at his sly smile and many tricks, it's clear that he's about to get into trouble soon. At this moment, running away might still offer a chance to survive. Once he starts questioning and goes on the offensive, it will be too late. Back inside the secret realm, outside the trial space of the second gate, Wang Shanmo looked at Xiao Zhan and frowned, saying, "Isn't the same test coming out with you? Are you planning to face us alone? Do you want to seek death?" In response to Wang Shanmo's threats, Xiao Zhan only laughed carelessly. "Ha ha ha, killing you all, I alone am enough." Wang Shanmo secretly transmitted a message to King Dao. "Just in case, activate the Great Formation." King Dao replied, "Don't worry, in 3 more breaths, the Great Formation we set up will be activated." Wanting to buy some time, King Dao shouted to Xiao Zhan, "Xiao Zhan, you killed my sister. Today, I will take revenge for her." As she spoke, King Dao silently counted 3, 2, 1, but the entire space remained silent. Nothing happened, and no Great Formation was activated. King Dao, Wang Shanmo, and the group of monsters anxiously pondered, why is the formation ineffective? On the opposite side, Demonic Chu wore a cunning smile and loudly declared, "I officially announce that you are all surrounded by me. Your formation has been tampered with by me. Give up your resistance." Xiao Zhan began to deploy the formation. With each sigil rising above him, many formations were summoned by Xiao Zhan. In an instant, the formations charged towards the monsters, encircling them all. Demonic Chu slowly approached King Dao and Wang Shanmo, holding 2 hammers in hand, and with a gentle smile said, "Surrender and lay down your weapons. After you surrender, I assure you that you will die a little more gracefully. As for you, King Day, that day she died in great pain, and her corpse has been refined by me into essence of power." At this point, Demonic Chu let out a wicked smile and lamented, "Sign, such a beautiful woman, what a shame." Hearing Demonic Chu's words, King Dao was furious, her face twisted in fury. She drew her short sword and shouted, "Xiao Zhan, you are seeking your own death." Demonic Chu maintained a dignified posture with a calm tone, but his voice echoed throughout the space. "I have cultivated the supreme divine Dao. Heaven and earth, all things return to one. Heaven belongs to me. The myriad things of the world are all me, and you are naturally also me." The red lightning bolts and the banners of the great battle surrounded King Dao. Gripping the dagger tightly in her hand, she lunged straight for Xiao Zhan's chest, gritting her teeth and growling, "Die." Demonic Chu stood motionless, ignoring her and not even attempting to dodge. As King Dao's dagger was about to pierce Xiao Zhan's chest, an invisible force stopped it. Demonic Chu smirked disdainfully. Immediately, the dagger was sent flying away, spinning in the air to King Dao's astonishment. King Dao's eyes widened, her face filled with disbelief. How can it be? How powerful is this body? Little did she know that the sharp hammer of Demonic Chu was poised to strike down right above her head. Whack! Without changing expression, Demonic Chu ruthlessly made a straight cut, cleaving King Dao's body in half. Fresh blood splattered everywhere, staining several hundred meters around. Xiao Zhan, wielding two giant axes, stood tall in the pool of blood, looking like a demon freshly emerged from hell. His sinister eyes scanned the monsters around as if gazing at each dying prey. He tossed King Dao's body into the realm of origin, then coldly addressed Wang Shan Mo. Wang Shan Mo, it's your turn. As soon as he finished speaking, Demonic Chu immediately rushed towards Wang Shan Mo. Seeing Xiao Zhan holding two large hammers, emanating a chilling, killing intent, Wang Shan Mo's heart raced and his scalp went numb. He knew he was no match for Xiao Zhan, so without hesitation, he wanted to turn and flee. But upon realizing he was trapped by the force of the Grand Formation, he could only helplessly scream inwardly, "Damn it, I can't break free." Demonic Chu flew above Wang Shan Mo, swung the two hammers down, and split Wang Shan Mo's body into 3 pieces. Demonic Chu wore a strange smile, his eyes narrowed, filled with a bloody glow as he gazed at the group of demon clans. After a while, outside the Huangshan Mountain's secret realm, a group of great saints were silently and intently observing the brutal battle within the secret realm. Monster corpses lay scattered on the ground. A female great saint from Tai Su Holy Ground smiled and said, "Holy Son, well done on the killing. Haha, these little monsters dared to besiege our Holy Son. They deserve to be wiped out." Grandmaster Shen Meng Yi smiled and thought to himself, "This villainous disciple indeed does not disappoint this esteemed elder." The monster grimaced upon seeing its kin being brutally killed, and the atmosphere weighed heavily on everyone's minds. King Yu Saint clenched his fist, staring fiercely at Xiao Zhan within the secret realm, angrily said, "Damn Xiao Zhan." Bullhead Saint sighed helplessly. "It's a pity that iron cannot be forged into steel. They are not strong enough." Tian Qiong shook his head. "It's not that they are incapable, but that the demonic Chu is too insidious. It's only natural they cannot match him. How regrettable." Xing Yu Saint, with a hen-like expression, his pupils showing a glimmer of determination, transmitted his voice to Tian Qiong. Tian Mian, continuing like this is not good. Given the current situation, the fighting secret art technique will definitely be seized by Xiao Zhan. Can our demon tribe still afford to wait for that monster from Wanyao Valley? Tian Qiong replied, "Don't panic. Even if that monster from Wanyao Valley arrives, he only has a 40% chance of survival. My suggestion is we should avoid a direct conflict with Xiao Zhan." Qing Yu frowned, dissatisfied. "What do you mean by that? From your tone, are you saying that the monster from Wanyao Valley can't even defeat Xiao Zhan?" Tian Qiong shrugged and waved his hand, saying, "What I mean is to preserve our strength. Think a little more broadly. Xiao Zhan is definitely not an easy opponent. His scheming, combat prowess, and talent are all quite terrifying. The monsters from Wanyao Valley fighting him have a 60% chance of being killed, while the chance of escaping is only 40%. King Yu angrily replied, "Tian Mian, you have changed. Is it because you lost to Xiao Zhan that you have become so timid? Although Xiao Zhan is very strong and has the ability to instantly kill King Dao and Wang Shan Mo, the monster from Wanyao Valley can also do that. It's still uncertain who will prevail. Don't forget, that monster not only possesses a heavenly monster constitution, but also has the inheritance of the Emperor." Understanding Xiao Zhan's strength and tactics well, Tian Qiong simply closed his eyes in silence and did not speak. Inside the secret realm, after dealing with the monsters blocking the way, refining them into essence, Demonic Chu stored the 2 giant axes on his back. Xiao Zhan glanced back, gripping the giant axes in his hands, and a smile appeared on his face as he thought, "Thanks to these 2 large axes from Butterfly Empress, I originally planned to set up a listening formation here after the fight to steal some important intelligence related to the monster tribe, haha." Xiao Zhan continued to ponder, "But when I saw her appearance, I suddenly changed my mind and decided to take on a big job. Who knows, I might be able to kill Yin Yu Daishan. Last time, when I was cultivating the holy body, the butterfly brought a group of monsters to assassinate me. Sister Ho was injured while blocking the lightning tribulation for me, and she was surrounded and attacked by monsters, which made her injuries even more severe. Now the opportunity for revenge has arrived. How could I let it go?" Demonic Chu chuckled lightly. I will seal a great path curse in the divine soul of Wang Shan Mo into the great hammer of the butterfly empress. When she discovers there is an issue with her weapon, she will naturally seek out the butterfly or the golden ape. When they take action, the heavenly curse will be activated at that point. Ha ha. But it's very difficult to hide from a Master Saint King level. Right now, I can use the Great Path formation to conceal a butterfly empress, but it's still not enough to fool a Master Saint King level. What should I do? Demonic Chu shifted his gaze, and the image of Yao Si Holy Daughter Feng Yao immediately appeared in his mind. He touched his chin and thought to himself, perhaps Feng Yao can help me. At that moment, the Holy Daughter Feng Yao, Yao Si, emerged after completing her challenge. She joyfully addressed Xiao Zhan, Holy Son, I have successfully passed the trial. However, the sea before her made Feng Yao change color. Everywhere were corpses mingled with the strong smell of fresh blood, lying scattered on the ground. For a moment, she froze, hesitantly saying, what is this? But in an instant, Feng Yao regained her composure. She gently turned to look at Xiao Zhan, her tone softening. Xiao Zhan, you are becoming stronger every day. If I were surrounded and attacked, I would likely have to choose to run away. But you, not only do you not flee, but you also eliminate all of them. Demonic Chu reached out and pulled Feng Yao into his embrace, smirking and teasing. Have you fallen for a handsome man like me? Feng Yao was already too accustomed to Xiao Zhan's self-absorption. She usually wouldn't refute or respond, simply remaining silent and shy with a flushed face. Suddenly, Demonic Chu grabbed Feng Yao's wrist and pulled her up. This action caught her by surprise, and she didn't resist, softly asking, what are you doing? Xiao Zhan's expression turned serious, calmly replying, conducting an experiment. With that, Demonic Chu immediately raised his index finger, spiritual energy surging forth and condensing into a thin blade. Then he sliced a small line on the tip of Feng Yao's finger. Blood flowed from the cut. Xiao Zhan smiled, quietly observing the drop of blood on the tip of Feng Yao's finger, thinking to himself, I've killed too many monsters lately, and now I've discovered that I seem to have an unusual craving for the fresh blood of the demon race. I wonder if it's the same with the fresh blood of the human race. Immediately after, Xiao Zhan leaned his face against Feng Yao's fingertip, closing his eyes to sense it. Indeed, he had no interest in the fresh blood of the human race. But why did he have a craving for the fresh blood of the demon race? In other words, what could he gain from swallowing them? Is it cultivation or energy? If he could swallow the demon race, could he also swallow all races? It was impossible to guess without trying, he thought. I must find an opportunity to try once. Feng Yao saw Xiao Zhan holding her wrist and staring blankly at the bright red drop of blood flowing on her fingertip. Unable to contain her curiosity, she asked, what exactly is going on? Demonic Chu, after a moment of thought, immediately put her mouth on the tip of Feng Yao's finger and sucked. This surprised her. A moment later, Xiao Zhan finally let go of Feng Yao's hand and said to her softly, listen to me, I plan to do it this way. Thus, Xiao Zhan shared his entire plan with the Yao Si Holy Daughter. Demonic Chu was not worried at all that she would reveal his secrets because he knew that this woman would never betray him. After hearing Xiao Zhan's complete plan, Feng Yao's eyes widened in surprise as she asked, are you planning to take action against the Saint King as well? Xiao Zhan remained calm and nodded nonchalantly. Feng Yao furrowed her brows and fell into deep thought. If everything were to develop according to his plan, then taking action against the Saint King should be possible. Her congenital Dao constitution indeed had the ability to conceal heavenly secrets. Seeing that Feng Yao was still hesitating, Xiao Zhan raised her chin and asked, you just need to say, are you in or out? Feng Yao slightly parted her red lips and nodded in response, I'm in. Very good. Then we must keep a close eye on the timing. Otherwise, if that pair of crows returns to Butterfly Empress's side later, it will be in vain. The Yao Si Holy Daughter looked at Xiao Zhan with an urgent expression and couldn't help but say, you're truly cruel. I see that the Butterfly Empress from the Love Tribe really likes you, yet you take advantage of her to harm her mother. Don't you think that's too ruthless? Demonic Chu smiled and responded, why is it cruel? The demon clan sacrificed blood in the Imperial City, brazenly slaughtering an entire city, causing many mortals to die unjustly at that time. Are they not cruel? Butterfly led the Saint King monster to take advantage of my tribulation to ambush me and Tai Su Zi. Are they not treacherous? Moreover, I did not force Butterfly Empress to like me. At this point, Demonic Chu reached out and squeezed the plump peach of Feng Yao. She blushed and shyly asked, what do you want to do? Demonic Chu flashed a cunning smile and replied, first, we need to set up a barrier so that the onlookers outside do not know what we are doing. At the same time, Outside in the external world, the cultivators of the two factions, the human and demon clans, saw a layer of barrier being created that obscured their view and immediately began to gossip. Why are holy son Tai Su and holy daughter Yao Si setting up a hidden barrier? What do they really want to do? A young man in the crowd, recalling the image of the holy son checking the holy daughter's health, blushed and whispered, "Could it be that after passing the two trials, they want to relieve their stress? Truly worthy of being young people. Their energy is so abundant." Standing on one side, Grandmaster Shai Meng Yi saw the barrier created obstructing the view, and upon hearing some gossip, her expression changed immediately. She frowned in anger and silently cursed. This villainous disciple really has no shame. "Once you come out, I will make you pay." Back inside the secret realm, Saintess Feng Yao was channeling her energy to help Xiao Zhan conceal a heavenly secret of the cursed Great Tao hidden within the two giant fans of the Butterfly Empress. An hour later, Feng Yao felt a bit tired and quietly said to Xiao Zhan, "It's done." Xiao Zhan immediately reached out to take the giant fan. After a while of looking and sensing, he could not feel the aura of the cursed Great Tao. Demonic Chu smiled triumphantly. "Then let's wait for the results." 7 days later, outside the outer world of Klai Hoang Mountain, the void suddenly cracked open a tear. From inside, it surged a blinding beam of golden light, immediately attracting the attention of everyone. Shai Meng Yi furrowed her brows and asked, "What is that?" From the void, a golden battleship emitting golden light everywhere gradually appeared, breaking through space. Atop the battleship, the battle flag of Wanyao Valley was fluttering in the wind. Sitting on the warship was a young man in a blue outfit, with a handsome and elegant face, sharp and resolute eyes staring straight ahead, along with a blood-red seal in the middle of his forehead. This young man was Ming Yaozi from Wanyao Valley. Seeing Ming Yaozi appear, both human cultivators and monsters on both sides broke out in a cold sweat in fear. They gasped. Indeed, it is the prodigy of Wanyao Valley. He has really come. It is said that he is the heir of the Lord of Blood, truly deserving of the legendary celestial demon body. His aura is incredibly powerful. He is about to achieve the great saint level. Ming Yaozi, when he was still in the Dao Palace realm, valiantly created a divine grade godly. His future is limitless. At a nearby cave outside the secret realm of the second trial, Demonic Chu is currently sitting in meditation, focusing on his cultivation. He tightly closed his eyes, internally observing himself, his consciousness completely immersed in the Tao. At this moment, his appearance had restored to the original form of Demonic Chu from his previous life. Xiao Zhan was attentively watching his divine ability seed and was surprised to notice the changes within the secret realm. The divine ability seed, which was originally blue, unexpectedly transformed into a bright red color, looking like a glass containing blood. This divine ability seed was 3 parts beautiful, 7 parts strange. Xiao Zhan frowned, his mind slipping into deep thought. Why has my divine ability seed undergone this kind of transformation? Could it be related to a quarter of the supreme principle of all things that I have comprehended? I can feel that this emperor-level Dao seed is like a hungry beast, wanting to devour all existence outside of humanity. I have a feeling that it could release its power right now and directly swallow everything. At this moment, the system appeared, laughing as it said, "Ha ha ha. Host, this may be related to the bloodline fortune of the human race. As for the specific relationship, you should explore it yourself. The system is merely a tool and knows nothing." Xiao Zhan muttered, "In recent days, I have understood some of my personal issues, but I still cannot confirm specifically what kind of transformation is happening. However, I can determine one thing. This transformation seems to have almost no side effects." During this time, in order to clarify his own transformation, Xiao Zhan and Feng Yao had not left the area of the second trial space. The transformation of the divine ability seed might need practical experimentation to understand its effects. Just then, Feng Yao walked in from outside, carrying a struggling chicken monster in her hand. Upon seeing Xiao Zhan, the chicken monster's eyes were filled with horror as she exclaimed, "Chu, Xiao Zhan, haven't you all ascended to a higher level? Why are you still here? What do you want from me?" Feng Yao calmly set the chicken monster down on the ground. As soon as she touched the ground, the chicken monster instantly transformed into a beautiful, alluring young woman. Demonic Chu raised the chicken monster's chin and gently said, "Don't be afraid. Look at me. This smile is so friendly. I, your holy son, will definitely not harm you." As he spoke, Demonic Chu bared his teeth in a gentle smile, like a peeled orange splashed with hot water to lighten its color. The gaze and smile of Xiao Zhan terrified the chicken monster. She trembled and sobbed, saying, You are a demon. Mommy, I want to go home. Woo." Xiao Zhan then said to Feng Yao, "Feng Yao, stay outside and guard for me." Feng Yao nodded softly and turned to leave. She knew Xiao Zhan wanted to verify a few things and didn't want her to see. Nevertheless, she didn't mind. Everyone has their own secrets. Feng Yao reached the entrance of the cave, raised her hands, and immediately unleashed layers of barriers, completely isolating the cave from the outside. At this moment, the chicken monster looked at Xiao Zhan with eyes full of fear and asked, What? What do you want to do? Xiao Zhan flashed a cunning smile and replied, Don't be in a hurry, you'll find out soon. Demonic Chu took up her Dao seed. The blood-red Dao seed gradually transformed from an illusion into a tangible form. As soon as the chicken monster saw this ethereal Dao seed, she immediately felt a surge of terror within her. It seemed as if a fear deep within her soul and bloodline had been triggered, and she cried out in horror. What is this? Demonic Chu remained silent, only curling her lips into a sinister smile, her gaze filled with something bizarre. At this moment, the color in Xiao Zhan's irises changed, resembling the blood-stained spirit. The phantom of the blood-stained spirit slowly enveloped the chicken monster. With a face full of fear, she struggled desperately, shouting, Don't, help me. After just a few breaths, the voice of the chicken monster gradually faded away. Next to Xiao Zhan's blood-stained spirit, a smaller blood-stained spirit appeared like a satellite orbiting the larger blood-stained spirit. From within, the smaller blood-stained spirit began to emanate strands of blood essence surrounding the chicken monster's body and forming a silkworm cocoon. Xiao Zhan immediately closed his eyes, carefully sensing. He realized that his cultivation had not made any progress, and the chicken monster in the cocoon was still not dead. He silently waited. Suddenly, a series of unfamiliar memories flooded into Xiao Zhan's mind. They were the memories of the chicken monster living in the demonic realm capital, with a fairly comfortable daily life. Other than shopping, eating, and having fun, there was nothing special about her. Xiao Zhan gently opened his eyes, feeling astonished and thinking to himself, Is this soul reading? As if sensing something, he felt a rush of joy. Ha! So the Dao seed also has this new ability. An hour later, Xiao Zhan's Dao seed transformed into a blood-stained spirit. The blood-red satellite beside him changed from dark red to light red, and the cocoon was then broken. The chicken monster emerged from inside, while a blood-red Dao seed hidden itself within Xiao Zhan's body. Demonic Chu continued to observe the movements of the chicken monster. After a while, the chicken monster finally woke up. Xiao Zhan smiled and calmly said, You're awake now. Chicken monster suddenly knelt down, raising her head to look at Xiao Zhan with eyes no longer filled with fear. On the contrary, her gaze was filled with admiration and loyalty toward Xiao Zhan. She slowly crawled to Xiao Zhan's feet and gently kissed them. Her respectful voice echoed, My lord, I am your most loyal servant. Thank you for granting me a new life. Demonic Chu's eyes gleamed with a shimmering brilliance as he looked at Chicken Monster and smiled, saying, Sun Peng, you feel any transformation within yourself. Sun Peng was the name of that chicken monster. Xiao Zhan had read through her memories, so he knew this name. Hearing Xiao Zhan's question, Sun Peng did not hesitate at all. She quickly closed her eyes, examining herself thoroughly. In just a moment, she opened her eyes, her face full of excitement and emotion, her whole body trembling as she exclaimed, My lord, thanks to your blessing, the bloodline of the Demon King within me has risen by several levels. The missing heavenly grade Dao seed has been restored, reaching an effectiveness at the celestial grade. My power has increased at least 3 to 4 times, and both the quality and speed of my cultivation have been greatly enhanced. She took a deep breath and continued. After leaving this hidden realm, I have hope of breaking through to the low saint level. Even reaching the great saint level is now within my grasp. Sun Peng was so overjoyed that tears began to fall as she repeatedly thanked Xiao Zhan. Demonic Chu looked at Chicken Monster, smiling as he thought to himself, Through this experiment, I have roughly understood the effects of a Dao seed. First, it can consume and transform non-human cultivators, excluding those of the human race, into crimson energy. This is the Dao seed. This is also the strange crimson energy stored within the crimson satellite. Second, this crimson energy can be used to modify myriad races, making them obedient to me from deep within their souls. I will become the ruler of all beings with the power to decide their life and death with a single word. Just like Chicken Monster Sun Peng, if I told her to die, she would surely obey without hesitation. Of course, this crimson energy modification can also significantly improve the qualities of those who are transformed. Thinking this, Xiao Zhan smiled, looked at Sun Peng, and softly said, Stand up and speak. Sun Peng respectfully stood up and replied, Yes, my lord. Xiao Zhan gently reached out to hold Chicken Monster's waist. She obediently stood beside him, not daring to show the slightest hint of disrespect. Suddenly, Xiao Zhan discovered that within his dodo was hidden a seal of the soul's fate, a special method of control. No matter how far away, as long as Sun Peng had thoughts of betrayal, her soul fate seal would immediately explode, and Sun Peng would die on the spot. Of course, if Xiao Zhan died, then all those he had transformed and controlled would also die with him. Thinking of this, Xiao Zhan couldn't help but laugh heartily. Ha ha! This method is truly hard to break. In the future, I will have a powerful group of loyal subordinates. After that, let's see who dares to bully me, a person who is always supreme on a path. The chicken monster suddenly called out to Xiao Zhan, "My lord." Pointing a mischievous finger at the chicken monster's forehead, Demonic Chu looked at her and smiled, asking, "What's wrong?" Sun Peng, with a flushed face a bit worried, replied, "Ming Yao Zi from Wan Yao Valley has arrived. He might challenge my lord." At this, Sun Peng's voice turned cold. Those foolish monsters, not knowing life and death, dared to offend the majesty of the ruler. Xiao Zhan smiled in response, "It's okay. No need to be afraid." On the contrary, Demonic Chu was quite looking forward to Ming Yao Zi, the one with Xiao Zhan's divine power, the celestial demon body, a peerless being who hadn't appeared for hundreds of thousands of years and was also the heir of the blood of Lord. Thinking of this, Demonic Chu smirked, a wicked smile on his face. If I could convert him into my subordinate, wouldn't that be wonderful? A hint of blood appeared in Sun Peng's eyes. As if she understood Xiao Zhan's intention, she smiled and said, "It would be his honor. I wish my lord success in subduing him soon." Xiao Zhan responded with an "eh." "Sun Peng, I have a task for you. Find a way to lure a few more monsters for me." Sun Peng immediately knelt down and said solemnly, "At my lord's command, I will complete it even if I die." After that, she performed a grand bow, then quickly got up and exited the cave. Yao's holy daughter Feng Yao was surprised to see Sun Peng emerge unscathed. She looked at Xiao Zhan and asked, "What's gotten into you today to change your mind and let the chicken monster go?" Xiao Zhan replied with a smile, "Don't worry about her, just let her leave." Feng Yao, hearing this, was a bit astonished and thought to herself, "Xiao Zhan never leaves enemies alive. Why has he let the chicken monster go this time?" Feng Yao had many doubts in her heart. She did not ask further, ultimately stepping aside. At this moment, Xiao Zhan also sat down, placing his hands on the ground, quietly sensing. He was astonished to discover that at the moment Sun Peng left this place, he could no longer contact her, only knowing that she was still alive. Xiao Zhan took a deep breath, frowned, and thought to himself, "After the transformation, it seems that Sun Peng added something deep within my Taoist temple, but at my current realm, I cannot describe it. It's like some regrets have been supplemented and completed. In the future, when I enhance my cultivation, I will naturally be able to understand it more clearly." After a while, Xiao Zhan directed his voice to the holy daughter Yao Si. "Feng Yao, aren't you going to ask me why I released that chicken monster?" Holy daughter Feng Yao gently shook her head and replied, "If you want to speak, you will naturally speak. I don't need to inquire." Demonic Chu nodded slightly upon hearing Feng Yao's words. With no expression on his face, he said, very understanding. Some things are better no less." Xiao Zhan looked at Feng Yao and smiled, saying, "What do you think?" Feng Yao gently nodded, her red lips slightly parted. "I felt a wave of killing intent from you. Just a moment ago, you wanted to kill me. It seems that something terrible happened here in this limestone cave, perhaps related to that chicken monster. This incident clearly has made it difficult for you to control your emotions." Xiao Zhan did not deny Feng Yao's words. He slowly stood up and casually asked her, "Do you think I am hard to approach and very cold-blooded?" Feng Yao, with a calm expression, replied softly, "I can understand. After all, we haven't known each other for long. It's quite normal to be cautious. Rest assured, I have no intention of probing into your secrets." Unexpectedly, Xiao Zhan wrapped his arms around Feng Yao's waist, pulling her directly into his embrace. He smiled gently and said, "Ha ha! When did we start speaking to each other so politely? You are my wings, and this little trust should exist." Feng Yao's face flushed red. She shyly placed her hand on Xiao Zhan's chest and asked, "So, have you finished your retreat? Do we want to continue our journey?" Xiao Zhan smiled faintly and replied, "No rush. I need to do it one more time. But before that, I want to replenish some energy." Demonic Chu's mouth curled into a sinister smile, his bright red pupils eerily fixed on Feng Yao. His hand began to move, causing the holy daughter to tremble and endure helplessly. In the cave, Feng Yao's moans of "ah" echoed alongside the intermittent gasps of the pure holy daughter. No, not there. According to everyone, had the two exchanged moves yet? 3 days later, in the secret realm void under the great tree, this was the adjacent space of the second trial. Following Xiao Zhan's instructions, chicken monster Sun Peng had lured over 300 monsters here. A hot-blooded female monster from the demon clan eagerly asked, "Sun Peng, are you sure Tai Su Holy Daughter is still inside? Didn't she go in a long time ago? Sun Pang waved the feather fan in her hand and smiled softly as she replied, "Don't worry. Why would I deceive you? Tai Su Holy Daughter is right here. One of my clan members saw her with their own eyes. It's definitely not wrong. You all know that the difficulty of this second trial is very high. So far, only 5 people have passed the trial. Many have decided to give up and linger around looking for other opportunities. Aren't you all the same?" At that moment, among the group of monsters, there was a hulking servant named Hai Mu. He held a 4-meter-long mace in his hand, which was still stained with numerous blood marks. It was unknown how many living beings had died under his mace. Hai Mu stepped forward, clenched his large fist, and said loudly, "Brothers and sisters, a significant number of our kin have died at the hands of Tai Su's holy son of the human race. Now he is no longer in this level. Perhaps he has ascended to a higher tier. We cannot find him to take revenge. We can only take the Tai Su Holy Daughter, who also comes from Tai Su, and slaughter her. We must find her, capture her, and slowly skin her alive. Then we will present her corpse to Tai Su's holy son. I'm sure his expression will be quite entertaining." Upon hearing these words, the group of monsters immediately responded, their blood boiling, shouting in unison, "Kill! Kill! Kill!" Seeing this scene, Sun Pang looked on with disdain, thinking to himself, "A bunch of fools, daring to think of avenging my lord, how ridiculous. Let's see how you fare later." At the same time, in a realm not far from the chicken monster, where Sun Pang and the group of monsters were gathering, Jiao Guang's holy son was meditating and experiencing enlightenment on a high mountain. In front of him was a smooth rock wall, above which was carved a landscape painting, flowers and birds, fish and insects, overlapping mountain ranges and torrents of cascading waterfalls. The Tao circulation lingered, and the great Tao flowed. Jiao Guang, holy son, gradually opened his eyes. There was a divine glow flowing in his gaze. He thought to himself, "What an extraordinary technique to bind the mountains and rivers together. It looks like a phenomenon caused by special substances." Thinking of this, Jiao Guang, holy son, lifted the corners of his mouth to form a sinister smile. Is there a master who specializes in recreating physical phenomena? If I can learn this technique, I will be able to resist even the physical phenomena of Xiao Zhan. By then, Feng Yao will naturally belong to me. Lost in a beautiful dream, Jiao Guang, holy son, suddenly jolted awake. He sensed that something was wrong and immediately unleashed his powerful divine sense. He quickly realized that several hundred monsters had surrounded the mountain. Previously, he had obtained a mysterious technique plate and had come to this place not long ago, discovering divine power carved into the rock wall. However, before he could comprehend it, he was disturbed by the monsters. This made Jiao Guang, holy son, extremely displeased. On this side, Sun Pang, Hai Mu, and several hundred monsters had surrounded the mountain and had also seen Jiao Guang, the holy son. Chicken monster, Sun Pang smiled slightly and asked the monkey-faced demon, "Hai Mu, that person is Jiao Guang, the holy son. Should we advance?" Hai Mu remained silent, his expression sour. He thought to himself, "Holy son Jiao Guang has noticed us. Moreover, he has murderous intent towards us. At this point, it's too late to retreat. Holy son Jiao Guang is still a holy son. If we kill him, even if he is powerful in the secret realm, he is just in the godly power realm. Could he possibly be stronger than Xiao Zhan?" After thinking this, Hai Mu swung the giant mace in his hand and shouted loudly, "Form the battle formation." Upon receiving the order, the other monsters immediately sprang into action. They took out battle flags and began to set up the formation to surround and kill Jiao Guang, the holy son. Seeing this scene, Jiao Guang, the holy son, was a bit surprised. He frowned and silently cursed. "Are these monsters actually going to attack me?" Feeling offended, Jiao Guang was extremely angry. He charged madly towards the monsters to confront them. In fury, Jiao Guang shouted, "You want to seek death?" More than 300 monsters led by Hai Mu surged forward in unison. Hai Mu, full of momentum, shouted loudly, "Stop the nonsense. Brothers, charge forth and kill." The two sides collided directly with each other, divine power artifacts flying chaotically, striking the ground and causing the mountains to crumble. At this moment, on a mountain opposite, Xiao Zhan and Feng Yao stood silently observing the battle. Demonic Chu smirked and said, "Jiao Guang, the holy son, found the technique plates, then discovered the divine power on the cliff, but before he could comprehend it, he was surrounded and killed by monsters." Yao Si, the holy daughter, Feng Yao, quietly added, "Jiao Guang, the holy son, never imagined that what he encountered was all your arrangement. But with these little demons, they won't be able to kill Jiao Guang, the holy son." Xiao Zhan smiled and said, "I also don't think I want to take his life. I just want to be a little malicious towards him to injure him, thereby slowing down his exploration progress." Feng Yao curiously asked Xiao Zhan, "With your current strength, you could definitely kill him directly, right? Why not just take action and kill him now? Hearing this, demonic Chu patted Feng Yao's round peach-like breast, shook his head, and smiled. A woman like you wouldn't understand. In this world, only opponents and true companions are hard to find. Yao Si, the holy daughter Feng Yao, looked up at Xiao Zhan and pouted, saying, "It's all just an excuse. You're worried he has a backup plan, fearing he might take you down with him before he dies, so you chose not to directly act, didn't you?" Demonic Chu smiled faintly at Feng Yao. With a confident expression, he replied, "Woman, do you think I would be scared?" Feng Yao's beautiful eyes blinked, unwittingly captivated by Xiao Zhan's charismatic demeanor. Over here, after defeating half of the monsters, Jiao Guang, the Holy Sun, broke through the encirclement and forced his way out of the formation. Then he transformed into a streak of light and fled. In his heart, he angrily thought, there are too many monsters, it's not convenient to stay here for long. The side of the monsters suffered heavy losses and did not continue to pursue. Seeing Jiao Guang fleeing, demonic Chu immediately soared into the air. It's my turn to take the stage now. These trash monsters truly are garbage. They can't even force this Jiao Guang to reveal a secret move. Feng Yao, you don't need to follow. Feng Yao nodded obediently and replied, "Okay, I'll wait for you here. You have to be careful." After letting Jiao Guang escape, Hai Mu, with an icy tone, questioned the chicken monster Sun Peng. "Sun Peng, didn't you say the Tai Su Holy Daughter was here? Why did Jiao Guang appear instead? Should you give us an explanation?" Sun Peng heard this and coldly replied, "My lord's cultivation is at the supreme level of immortality, where all beings of heaven and earth converge into one. You may be fortunate today to become nutrients for my lord. That is your glory." Hai Mu and the beast group felt something unusual upon hearing this. Just as they were preparing to rush and capture Sun Peng, at that moment, demonic Chu stepped on the ethereal steps of Yin and Yang and appeared above Sun Peng and the group of beasts in the blink of an eye. Xiao Zhan's icy voice rang out, "I heard that you are searching for human cultivators to take revenge on me for killing too many monsters." Upon seeing Xiao Zhan, Hai Mu and the entire beast clan were immediately taken aback in shock. Wasn't it said that Xiao Zhan had gone to the upper floor? How did he appear here? Sun Peng's face lit up with joy as he rushed to Xiao Zhan. "I greet my lord." Witnessing this scene, Hai Mu exclaimed in horror, "What? Sun Peng? What did you call him?" But immediately after, Hai Mu realized the issue. He quickly shouted, "We've been tricked by her. Run fast." With that, he and the group of monsters immediately turned and fled. Why did Hai Mu act so decisively? Because they were almost all injured from the previous battle with Jiao Guang Holy Sun. If they were to engage in a direct confrontation with this Mavong Xiao Zhan, the outcome would surely be total annihilation. But it was too late. How could Xiao Zhan give them a chance to escape? Demonic Chu raised his arm, holding his ultimate Emperor Grade Dao seed with a cold expression and gritted his teeth, saying, "If you want to run, it's too late. All of you will become nourishment for the ultimate Dao seed." As soon as he finished speaking, the ultimate Dao seed in Xiao Zhan's hand immediately released streams of blood-red energy, quickly enveloping each of the monsters. Losing their combat prowess, they were slowly devoured. Inside the blood-stained spirit, the monsters continued to struggle, wailing and cursing Xiao Zhan. "Xiao Zhan, you are a devil. You will definitely not die peacefully or spare us." In an instant, Xiao Zhan had completely consumed the monsters, causing the energy of the blood-stained spirit inside his ultimate Dao seed to become richer. With his bright red eyes and a face full of delight, Xiao Zhan exclaimed, "Ah, this is truly exhilarating." At this moment, only one demon remained in the Great Formation, a female fox demon. Xiao Zhan cast a fleeting glance towards the fox demon. Seeing Xiao Zhan looking at her, the fox spirit instinctively felt fear, causing her 7 tails to stand on end and her face turned pale. She unconsciously took a few steps back and stammered, You. Today, she had witnessed firsthand the ferocity of Xiao Zhan. Earlier, she had been laughing and talking with her fellow tribespeople, but now they had all been slaughtered by the person in front of her. She was the only one left. Overwhelmed with sorrow and fear, she wanted to plead for mercy, but how could someone as cruel as him let her go? At that moment, demonic Chu unexpectedly unleashed a stream of blood-red energy, gradually enveloping the fox spirit within. He smiled slightly and said, "Your talent is quite good. It seems there is a trace of the bloodline of the 9-tailed sky fox within you. It should have some effect on me, allowing me to rebirth you." Seeing herself tightly bound, the fox spirit struggled desperately to resist, but no matter what she did, she couldn't break free. The feeling of powerlessness gradually began to set in. At that moment, the blood-stained spirit energy of Xiao Zhan enveloped the fox spirit, forming a blood-red cocoon floating in the air. Xiao Zhan narrowed his eyes and began soul reading. The young man couldn't help but be surprised. So this fox spirit is a monster from the fox family named Tu King Su, a direct disciple of the fox kind great saint Tu Shan Yu. Speaking of Tu Shan Yu, she is the biological sister of Tian Qiong Chun. Thinking of this, the corner of demonic Chu's mouth lifted in a smile. Tian Mian, oh Tian man, who would have thought we were destined to meet like this? Compared to loving Sun Peng, the fox spirit is far more valuable. At least I can arrange a chess piece beside Tian Jun. 2 hours later, the blood-red silkworm cocoon burst open, shattering into strands of crimson flue that danced gently in the air. The blood-stained spirit simultaneously hidden inside Xiao Zhan's body. Tu King Su also slowly descended. Tu King Su appeared with a captivating and delicate demeanor. She wore a short pink silk dress with slits that revealed her enticing curves. Her slender figure, long and straight thighs, snow-white skin, exquisite oval face coupled with gentle eyes emanated a charm, and behind her were 9 tails. She looked overjoyed and silently exclaimed, "Finally, I have grown 9 tails. The strength of my body has clearly become stronger." Immediately afterward, Tu King Su respectfully knelt before Xiao Zhan. Tu King Su pays my respects to my lord. Xiao Zhan said nothing, and the young man immediately raised his right hand, placing his index finger on Tu King Su's forehead. He sent a thread of divine consciousness into her body to probe. After a thorough examination and finding no issues, demonic Chu nodded satisfactorily and smiled at Tu King Su, saying, "Not bad, your bloodline has been greatly refined. The bloodline of the fox-kind great saint has been fully activated by me." Tu King Su replied respectfully, "Thank you, my lord, for granting me a new life. I can feel that my bloodline is even more potent than that of the respected master. In the future, I will definitely surpass the respected master in order to serve my lord better. My lord, King Su, is willing to do anything for my lord." Xiao Zhan stood with his hands clasped behind his back, looking at Tu King Su, and said softly, "Nodi, you can return to regroup with the monsters. I trust you know what to do." Upon hearing Xiao Zhan's words, a hint of disorientation appeared in Tu King Su's eyes. She gently nodded, "Yes, my lord." After saying this, Tu King Su revealed her sharp claws, which resembled knives, and slashed her arms and body, stating, "Total destruction of the monsters. If I withdraw completely, it may raise suspicion." At this moment, Sun Peng also approached, similarly injuring himself to feign wounds. Xiao Zhan remained expressionless and calmly said, "Make sure you all do your jobs well. Good performance will provide a chance for a second refinement." Hearing this, both of them felt immense joy in their hearts. Sun Peng and Tu King Su were transformed, and their loyalty to the monster was almost non-existent. Only towards Xiao Zhan did they remain devoted and respectful, seeking a higher realm. The reason was quite simple: to help my lord Xiao Zhan ease his burdens. To receive praise from Xiao Zhan was an unparalleled honor for them. Seeing the expressions of the two, Xiao Zhan nodded slightly and advised Tu King Su, "You can leave now. Make sure to conceal yourself well and wait for my call." Tu King Su then bowed respectfully, saying, "Yes, my lord." After saying this, she and Sun Peng immediately left. Once Sun Peng and Tu King Su had departed, Xiao Zhan began to tidy up the scene, wanting to erase any traces left behind. Half a quarter of an hour later, demonic Chu flew to the peak of a high mountain, where Jiao Wang Holy Sun had not yet had the chance to comprehend. Facing the cliff above, which was carved with a landscape painting, Xiao Zhan's pupils slightly shifted as he extended his hand. The holy body anomaly emerged, and at the top of his head, it seemed to sense the source on the sheer cliff. The Tao rhythm surged forth, merging with the anomaly within Xiao Zhan. After a while, the literal translation vanished, and the cliff became ordinary, no longer miraculous as before. Having completed everything, Xiao Zhan thought, "I should gather with Feng Yao and head into the void. The giant tree will continue to ascend to a higher place." Time passed quickly, and a month later, on the road ahead, Xiao Zhan and the holy daughter Yao Sli Feng Yao were blocked by a massive wall of 7 colors. In front of the 7 colors was a stone tablet over 10 meters tall, with the words "River of Forgetfulness" carved on it. That was the script from the Huanggu period. At that moment, a cold mechanical voice echoed in their minds. "Congratulations to the challengers, you have reached the 3rd checkpoint. River of Forgetfulness. Breaking the stone tablet will allow you to enter the River of Forgetfulness. Note, if the stone tablet is shattered, a suppression within the secret realm will disappear, and all obstacles will also vanish. The first person to pass through the River of Forgetfulness can receive the ultimate reward." Hearing this, the holy daughter Yao Si immediately asked the mechanical system, What you mean is that after shattering the stone tablet, the experts from the outside world will not hinder entry into the secret realm, and at the same time, cultivation will not be suppressed. The machinery system responded. That's right. Of course, nothing in this world is free. Those who have not yet passed the trial ahead when crossing the river of forgetfulness will face enormous difficulties. Yao Si, a holy daughter, asked Xiao Zhan with a serious expression, "What will you do?" Xiao Zhan tilted his head to look at Feng Yao and asked in return, "Feng Yao, do you really think this stone tablet can be easily smashed?" Yao Si looked toward the stone tablet and frowned, saying, "This stone tablet looks very ordinary. There's nothing extraordinary about it." Xiao Zhan smiled and said, "The Tree of Void, the first trial tests combat prowess, the second trial tests intelligence, the third trial tests the combination of intelligence and combat prowess." As soon as he finished speaking, Demonic Chu raised his left hand to form a seal, while his right hand turned into a fist. Golden holy flames ignited around him, and his blood boiled throughout his body. A towering phantom, several tens of meters high, appeared behind him, and the human emperor Punch wielded tremendous power, directing divine might toward the stone tablet. Boom! The golden fist struck directly against the stone tablet. In Feng Yao's imagination, this punch from Xiao Zhan would turn the stone tablet into dust. But contrary to her expectation, the stone tablet remained standing tall without any damage. Feng Yao stared in astonishment at the stone tablet, wondering, how can this be? She only saw a divine aura emanating from the stone tablet heading towards the forehead of Xiao Zhan. It rushed directly into the depths of Xiao Zhan's subconscious. At this moment, a phenomenon appeared in Xiao Zhan's subconscious. A winding river emerged. In front of the river, there were small shadowy figures standing there. It was easy to recognize three familiar figures in Xiao Zhan's heart. That is respected master, Shai Meng Yi, Liu Hong Yi, and finally, Zhu Bai Yu. There were also countless opponents he had battled with, killed by demonic Shu. Respected master Shai Meng Yi's voice was filled with sorrow. Villainous disciple, don't leave. Liu Hong Yi, with a mournful tone, Xiao Zhan, will you come find me? Zhu Bai Yu frowned and angrily scolded, Xiao Zhan, you should go die, you demonic bastard. All of them called out to Xiao Zhan, wanting demonic Chu to stay here for him to turn back, not to resist this divine power, and to enter the river of forgetfulness. Xiao Zhan's expression remained unaffected, his pupils slightly narrowed as he carefully sensed, comprehending the divine rhythm and meaning. An hour later, Xiao Zhan slowly opened his eyes. Yao Si Holy Daughter saw him awaken and asked, her tone filled with astonishment, "Is that a secret technique?" Xiao Zhan nodded gently, his deep eyes directed towards Feng Yao, and said, "This is called Wang Xuan Finger, a powerful subconscious technique. It creates illusions to confuse the mind, but if you are careless, there's a high chance of getting trapped by the illusions and it's hard to escape. This is just Wang Xuan Finger, merely a trace of its might, mysterious and terrifying. The creator of it could very well be an emperor." Xiao Zhan looked at the stone monument and said lightly, "To shatter the black stone monument, it might be more appropriate to call it the Three Lives Stone Monument. To crush the Three Lives Stone Monument, one must comprehend Wang Xuan Finger and at least reach a level of skilled proficiency. Other methods, never think about achieving it through." Feng Yao frowned slightly and asked, "Is there really no other way?" Xiao Zhan sighed and replied, "There is none, unless an emperor comes here directly." The holy daughter wore a dejected expression. "That makes it too difficult." Upon hearing this, Feng Yao squinted at Xiao Zhan with a forced smile. "Then I will protect you first. You go and comprehend divine power." Xiao Zhan replied softly, "Understood." After speaking, the two of them sat in meditation in front of the stone monument, one in front of the other. Holy daughter Feng Yao immediately raised her hand to form a protective seal, and the surrounding Dao energy moved around, protecting Xiao Zhan as he comprehended divine power. Demonic Chu immediately activated the hack and secretly called the system. "System, help me break through Wang Xuan Finger." The system appeared instantly, chuckling and saying, "Ha, all right," starting to deduct breakthrough points. Checking the measurement for Wang Xuan Finger, an extremely high level. Breaking through consumes a large number of breakthrough points, estimated to take a month for a full cycle, with each cycle consuming 1,000 breakthrough points. Starting to break through Wang Xuan Finger. First month, you begin to comprehend the divine power secret technique of Wang Xuan Finger. Second month, you continue to comprehend. Third, fourth month. Fifth month, you finally cultivate Wang Xuan Finger to a proficient level. In total, there are 5 cycles, consuming 10,000 breakthrough points. 5 days later, Xiao Zhan was still, with closed eyes, feeling the secret technique of Wang Xuan Finger. Countless pieces of information related to Wang Xuan Finger flooded into demonic Chu's mind. At this time, around Xiao Zhan and Yao Si Holy Daughter Feng Yao, many people had gathered to observe from outside. Jiao Guang, seeing this scene, couldn't help but be astonished and exclaimed, Xiao Zhan has begun to comprehend Wang Xuan Finger. Zhao Yi, standing next to him, was equally surprised. He urged that let's also take the opportunity to comprehend the secret technique. Half a day later, Xiao Zhan opened his eyes. Yao Si, the holy daughter, saw this and approached, slightly bending down with curiosity, asked, How do you feel now? Have you grasped the method? Xiao Zhan smiled confidently and replied, Of course I have. Standing at a distance, Tushan King Zhu looked astonished and said, No way. Could it be that he has successfully comprehended it? Ming Yaozai furrowed her brow, staring intently at Xiao Zhan, and asserted, It's impossible. Even for me, it took half a year to comprehend this secret technique. Even if he possesses extraordinary talent, he couldn't have succeeded that quickly. At this moment, outside the Tuai Hoang Mountain, dark clouds gathered rapidly. A swirling vortex suddenly appeared in the sky, along with thunderous lightning strikes, creating an even more oppressive atmosphere among the powerful figures gathered at Chehuang Mountain. Those with slightly lower cultivation levels found it hard to breathe. Knowing the rules of the final trial, many great saint-level experts from various major forces rushed to Chehuang Mountain. They were all waiting for the secret realm's heavenly path suppression to disappear in order to break into the secret realm and seize the final opportunity to become overlords, all directing their gazes toward King of Huang Mountain. Respected Master Shai Meng Yi is quietly looking inside the secret realm. Xiao Zhan and several others are standing in front of the Three Lives stone monument. Behind her, some strong experts are whispering, Who could possibly break that stone tablet? I believe it's Ming Yao Zi. His comprehension and talent over the past 100 years are unmatched. That's right, I'm certain it's Ming Yao Zi, no doubt about it. Xiao Zhan can only rely on the primordial sacred constitution to exert her influence. Immediately, Wang Xiandazan also became concerned about this place. With the confinement of the secret realm lifted, that great person would definitely come here in person. Upon hearing this, respected Master Shai Meng Yi's expression slightly changed, and she couldn't help but worry inwardly. The overlord of the demon race is coming here personally, and that villainous disciple has continuously killed 3 great generals of the Wang Shan family. It's likely trouble has arisen. How should we handle this? The scene shifts to the Tai Su embassy in the capital city. Outside the courtyard, a large person and a small person are facing each other. Lu Qingyu, dressed in a purple dress, is nibbling on a chicken leg while teaching Qin Yi to practice. She is still as beautiful and enchanting as ever, with mesmerizing grace that is incomparable. After nearly 2 months together, whether it's the white dress Lu Yi or the purple dress sister Lu, they share a very good relationship with the understanding little girl Qin Yi. Seeing Qin Yi showing signs of a breakthrough, Lu Qingyu was very pleased. She nodded slightly, squinting her eyes with a smile, and said, Qin Yi can break through to the divine bridge realm now. After saying this, Sister Lu took another bite of the chicken leg. Hearing this, Qin Yi's eyes widened brightly, and she looked at Lu Qingyu and asked, Sister Lu, is that true? Lu Qingyu smiled as she tossed the bone in her hand away and replied, That's right, little girl, you can continue your training. I will be back shortly. With that, she smiled and headed forward, her figure disappearing in an instant. Lu Qingyu reappeared in the courtyard of Tai Su Peak in the Tai Su Holy Ground, just a few dozen meters away from the Tai Su embassy. One was a stunning beauty, while the other was graceful and elegant, each possessing their own charm, with physiques that were not much different. The two stood facing each other, their eyes locked. Tai Su broke the silence, speaking Tai Su Holy Ground. Tai Su greets you, fellow cultivator. Lu Qingyu looked Tai Su up and down and then moved closer with a charming smile, saying, Your cultivation is truly profound. Tai Su was taken aback when Sister Lu emphasized the word deep. She realized where the other person's gaze was directed and couldn't help but laugh in response. Your cultivation is even more profound. After their mutual business discussions, Sister Lu and Sister Hua slowly sat down. Lu Qingyu smiled slightly and said, I've heard that you suffered from a Taoist attack because you blocked the tribulation for the young man Xiao Zhan. Your talent is excellent. You could have achieved emperor status. Is it worth sacrificing so much for a sacred primordial constitution? Is it worth it to sacrifice so much for a primordial sacred constitution? Hearing Lu Qingyu's words, Sister Hua hesitated for a moment and then answered quickly, yes. Seeing Tai Suzi's decisiveness, Lu Qingyu smiled and said, It seems you have also glimpsed a bit of the heavenly secrets. As soon as she finished speaking, Sister Lu threw the teacup she was holding toward Tai Su. In an instant, the teacup landed in the palm of Ho Lu Fi, which took her by surprise. Looking at the woman in front of her, Tai Su Zi felt a slight shock in her heart and thought, impressive. This is indeed the supreme divinity realm. With just a wave of her hand, she blends with heaven and earth, causing not a ripple. A powerhouse like this, if they were to launch a sneak attack in this world, who could respond? What does she want from me? Lu Qingyu looked at Tai Su Zi with her painted lips slightly parted. Xiao Zhan, my little brother, shared a plan with me before he set off to Kaihuan Mountain. He intends to catch a whole nest of the monster tribe in one go. Sister Lu once again recounted Xiao Zhan's entire plan to Tai Su Zi. Sister Hoa immediately stood up after hearing this. That's too dangerous. Why did you stop him? Lu Qingyu smiled gently. That kid, he has a cunning mind. Don't worry, he'll find a way to avoid danger. Everyone knows Xiao Zhan is malicious and a flirt, yet everyone is infatuated with him. Truly the radiance of a protagonist. Tai Su Zi felt a bit more at ease after hearing this. She bowed to Lu Qingyu and said, "Then I must trouble you, Mrs. Lu. Please protect Xiao Zhan. When a crisis arises, even I won't be able to handle it." Sister Lu waved her hand nonchalantly and said, "Don't worry, I won't let anything happen to him." Returning to the secret realm inside the Kaihuan Mountain, Demonic Chu was now standing tall before the Three Lives Stone Monument. Xiao Zhan clearly intended to strike and shatter this Three Lives Stone Monument. The eyes of everyone present were focused on him. Xiao Zhan closed his eyes, his hands gently clenched into fists, strands of hair dancing lightly in the wind swirling around his body. At this moment, a strange aura of profound understanding began to surge. Ming Yaozai stood behind him, observing, and with a slight smile said, "This formation is surprisingly large. Isn't it just about comprehending the profound understanding? Does it really need to be so grand?" Just as Ming Yaozi finished speaking, in a blink of an eye, Xiao Zhan began to move. He slowly raised his right hand, and from the tip of his index finger, a stream of blood-red energy shot forth directly toward the Three Lives Stone Monument. This strike seemed to come from an ancient era, resonating through the river of time. It appeared slow, yet in reality was swift, like a shadow passing through a doorway. The Three Lives Stone Monument was immediately shaken by this attack, with cracks spreading all over. Witnessing this scene, Jiao Guam Holy Son Zhao Yi, along with all the human and demon races, were stunned and exclaimed, "This is it, he succeeded. Xiao Zhan actually succeeded. The power of this skill is truly terrifying. The target is clearly not us, yet it can still ensnare us. If faced directly with this blow, can I escape from his lethal strike?" At this moment, the Three Lives Stone Monument suddenly trembled and shattered into pieces, crashing down to the ground. The seven-colored wall of light also disappeared accordingly. After the wall collapsed, it revealed the river of forgetfulness stretching endlessly. At that moment, a mechanical voice rang out, echoing throughout the entire secret realm. "Challenger Xiao Zhan has completed the third trial. The heavenly Tao is suppressed by the earth and will disappear in half an hour. All challengers take note. The first cultivator to reach the river of forgetfulness will receive the fighting secret art technique of the 9 secrets. Note that the Three Lives Stone Monument is the key to passing the river of forgetfulness." Upon hearing this, the entire secret realm surged with excitement. This is the fighting secret art technique known as the Conqueror Buddha, who dominates the forces. If obtained, one's strength will surely increase significantly. No matter if they are from the demon race, barbarian race, or human race, everyone was waiting. They began to discuss, "Xiao Zhan is too powerful. He is the first to comprehend Wang Xuan Finger." Ha ha ha. So what if he is strong? Just because he comprehended Wang Xuan Finger, does that matter? Isn't he just making it our dowry? At that moment, the mechanical system's voice continued to resonate. The first person to reach the river of forgetfulness will win all the rewards. Now begin to compete for your prizes. As the mechanical voice faded, a horde of monsters rushed towards Xiao Zhan desperately. "Kill Xiao Zhan. We will acquire the fighting secret art technique. Kill! 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 The fighting secret art technique must belong to our monster tribe." Seeing this, Demonic Chu laughed. "You all want to rob me of my spoils? You better think carefully." At this moment, Ming Yaozi slowly approached from a distance. He stopped in front of Xiao Zhan at a distance, then smiled confidently and said, "Just in time, I was looking forward to having a spar with you." Suddenly, a female cultivator from the race noticed something strange. She pointed at the fragments of the Three Lives Stone Monument and exclaimed, "Wait! Everyone, look over there. The fragments of the Three Lives Stone Monument seem to be melting." Hearing this, everyone immediately turned their gaze to the shards of the Three Lives Stone Monument. While everyone was puzzled about why the stone monument was melting, Xiao Zhan unexpectedly bent down to lift a piece of stone. Everyone was astonished. What does he want to do? Looking at the ground hit by the stone fragments, it was not light at all. Xiao Zhan was now carrying the fragment of the Three Lives stone monument on his shoulder. Although this fragment looked small, it was extremely heavy, almost comparable to a large mountain. Xiao Zhan's feet sank several centimeters into the ground, and beneath his feet, the earth shattered into pieces, spreading out for dozens of meters around. After Xiao Zhan shouldered the fragment, it stopped melting. The holy son Jiao Guang exclaimed in astonishment, "Is it possible that this stone monument only stops melting when someone carries it?" Ming Yaozi stared at Xiao Zhan, frowning as he said, "Do you intend to carry this stone monument to fight against me?" Xiao Zhan retorted, "Do you think I look down on you?" Demonic Chu, with the right hand bearing the fragment of the Three Lives stone monument and the left hand forming a spell seal, smiled scornfully and said, "Even if I carry the Three Lives stone monument, dealing with all of you with one hand is enough." Boom! The ground beneath Xiao Zhan exploded, billowing dust and debris flying everywhere. Demonic Chu, carrying the fragment of the Three Lives stone monument, vanished on the spot. He appeared once again right behind Ming Yaozi. Xiao Zhan raised his left hand, unleashing the 36 true martial arts mountain-breaking seal. Facing Xiao Zhan's terrifying punch, Ming Yaozi remained expressionless. He broke into a sinister smile and immediately raised his hand to perform a magical seal, causing a 9-petaled blue lotus to manifest. The lotus danced gently, shedding strands of fairy light. Ming Yaozi's figure instantly vanished from the spot and reappeared hundreds of meters away from Xiao Zhan. The lotus of Ming Yaozi suddenly exploded, and 9 pieces of sharp, blazing petals flew at an incredible speed, cutting through everything in their path. They attacked the vital parts of Xiao Zhan in succession and continuously. Demonic Chu, with a serious expression, continuously used ethereal steps of yin and yang to evade the 9 petals. Standing to the side, Qiang Su also raised her hand to perform a magical seal. Her innate divine power skill of the 9-tailed sky fox charm would immediately cause anyone hit by it to fall into illusions. Qiang Su smiled alluringly. "This move of mine is not easy to dodge." At that moment, Xiao Zhan felt dazed. The young man had fallen into the illusions of Qiang Su. Xiao Zhan froze for a moment, but he quickly realized that this was an illusion or the mind of the 9-tailed sky fox. Seizing the opportunity, Ming Yaozai let out a hum. He raised his right hand to form a spell, directing the 9 fragments of the lotus to create a layer of green light, charging towards Xiao Zhan simultaneously. Attacked from both sides, Xiao Zhan remained calm in danger. Just as the 9 locust blades were about to cut him into 1,000 pieces, Xiao Zhan grasped the fragments of the Three Lives stone monument in front of him, forming a solid shield that blocked the entire assault from the 9 lotus fragments. The 9 lotus fragments struck the stone monument and immediately shattered into many pieces, scattering in the air. Meanwhile, the fragments of the Three Lives stone monument did not even leave a scratch. Seeing this, Qiang Su could not help but feel astonished, secretly thinking, "How is this possible? How did he break the illusions?" Demonic Chu continued to carry the fragments of the Three Lives stone monument on his shoulder, using the ethereal steps of yin and yang. In an instant, he appeared in front of Qiang Su. Xiao Zhan cast a cold, murderous gaze at her and said in a chilling voice, "If there's nothing going on, then mind your own business, King Su. You should not get involved." Ming Yaozi on this side looked at Xiao Zhan in shock and exclaimed, "His speed is too fast." Xiao Zhan coldly raised his left hand, pointing his index finger straight at the glabella of Qiang Su. This single gesture seemed to transcend ancient time and space, passing through the point of death to reach its target. At first glance, it appeared very slow, but in reality, it was incredibly fast, like a needle in a haystack. Qiang Su's exquisite face froze, and she thought in terror, "Damn it, I can't move." Not far away, a towering member of the monster clan shouted, "Stop." As soon as he finished speaking, the bull monster immediately swung his right fist, the terrifying force aimed at Xiao Zhan's side. Demonic Chu said nothing, only leaned to the side, lifted his right leg, and kicked the bull monster in the stomach, causing his twisted body to bend into a C shape, flying backward over 10 miles until he slammed into the cliffside. Qiang Su looked at Xiao Zhan in panic. She never imagined that during the time she used some tricks against him while Xiao Zhan was fighting, it would lead to her being abandoned by him in his duel with Ming Yaozi, and instead, he would attack her madly. In her heart, she was filled with chaotic regret, and she shouted, "Brother Ming Yaozi, save me." Xiao Zhan had no intention of letting Qiang Su go. He raised his hand to form a spell seal. The fragment of the Three Lives stone monument he carried on his shoulder immediately shone brightly before disappearing. Once again, it appeared right above Qiang Su's head. She hadn't had time to understand what was happening when the three-live stone monument descended upon her like a massive mountain. The fox spirit Tushan Kingsu, grown into a captivating beauty with a stunning figure, was suppressed by the three-live stone monument without a chance to resist, tears streaming down her cheeks. Not stopping there, Demonic Chu continued to slam the three-live stone monument down onto the fox spirit Tushan Kingsu. The ground shattered into pieces as the three-live stone monument pressed down, creating a large crater. He controlled the three-live stone monument with his hand, and drops of bright red blood fell onto the pool of blood below. Demonic Chu's face remained unchanged as he coldly turned to Ming Yaozi and said flatly, "The troublemaker is dead. Now let's continue." Ming Yaozi shouted angrily, "Fine, then let me show you the power of the 9 cloud waterfalls." As soon as he finished speaking, he raised both hands, creating countless beams of blue light that formed a waterfall stretching for thousands of miles. The waterfall emitted sharp strands of light like a celestial shield, crossing the sky and heading straight towards Xiao Zhan. Carrying the three-live stone monument on his shoulders, Xiao Zhan looked up at the terrifying waterfall of light crashing down on him. Demonic Chu revealed a smile on his face. Surrounded by divine flames, he slowly reached out his hand, drawing out the Overlord Dragon Blade that merged the human Emperor Punch's intent and the Heaven-Killing Sword intent, along with the essence of everything end. With a single slash, a horrifying force shattered all the techniques before him, causing all the fragments of the three-live stone monument blocking the way to be cut in half. The waterfall of Ming Yaozi was no exception, split into 2, turning into beautiful droplets of light descending gracefully. The secret technique was forcibly unraveled, and Ming Yaozi's face turned pale. He could hardly believe his eyes as he exclaimed, "How could he break through the 9 cloud waterfalls so easily? Impossible." Xiao Zhan did not give Ming Yaozi any time to rest. The young man, still carrying the three-live stone monument, punched out a human emperor punch directed at Ming Yaozi. Seeing this, Ming Yaozi immediately countered with a punch. Boom, boom, boom. The ground caved in and shattered into pieces, rocks flying in all directions. Xiao Zhan looked at Ming Yaozi and smirked. "Your current state is not bad, daring to risk your body against me. Indeed, this state of yours is very strong. Your physical body is surely more than 10 times powerful. To exchange a punch with me, and yet only suffer a shock. If it were someone else, they would have turned to bloody pieces like fireworks by now." Suddenly, at this moment, a hoarse and aged voice echoed in Ming Yaozi's mind. "Ming Yaozi, the sacred body of this person is stronger than my impression of him. You cannot fight it recklessly. You are not his match." Ming Yaozi frowned and angrily said, "His sword intent and punch intent can break myriad laws. My divine power secret technique is suppressed by him to the point where I cannot resist." The aged voice echoed again. "This person is extremely strange. Retreat for now." Ming Yaozi took a deep breath, feeling a sense of defeat rising in his heart. Although unwilling, he had no choice but to leap backward. He looked at Xiao Zhan and said, "Xiao Zhan, you are indeed very strong. We shall compete again next time." Looking up at the vanishing figure of Ming Yaozi, Xiao Zhan frowned slightly. The aesthetic power of Ming Yaozi's bloodline was definitely not ordinary, giving him a sense of revulsion and danger. Casually chasing him, forcing him to the brink, he might just die together with him. It seems that the plan to convert Ming Yaozi needs to be extended. Xiao Zhan turned around and looked at the saintess Feng Yao, who was running towards him. He said the celestial rule suppression of the secret realm is about to disappear. The powerful beings from the outside world all want to rush in. My target is too large to act together with you. Feng Yao nodded and replied, "All right, you must be careful. If you need me, send a sound transmission." At this moment, Xiao Zhan used the three-live stone monument as a boat, leisurely sitting on it, drifting along the water across the river of forgetfulness. After the celestial rule suppression of the secret realm disappeared, a group of great saints from the outside world immediately flooded into the secret realm. The little saints who had been suppressed at the peak of divine power had also restored their cultivation. When they reached the shore of the river of forgetfulness and saw Xiao Zhan sitting on the stone monument, crossing the river, they shouted angrily, "Quick, stop him and seize the stone monument." Goddess Xie Meng Yi stood on the shore, looking towards Xiao Zhan, her face showing concern. She thought to herself, "Villainous disciple, don't go too far." While on the river of forgetfulness, Xiao Zhan discovered that the comprehension of the divine power Wang Xuan figure here was about achieving great results with little effort. As he was entering a state of comprehension, he noticed the great saints of the demon race wanted to make a move against him. Xiao Zhan then mocked, "Everyone here are great saints. There's no need to fight for opportunities with a junior like me. Don't you all feel embarrassed?" Ignoring the mocking words of Xiao Zhan, the group of great saints from the demon tribe began to surge down the river of forgetfulness, pursuing Xiao Zhan. A great saint with a bull's head spoke up, "Kid, hurry up and hand over the 3 lives stone monument. We won't chase you anymore." The swine monster great saint smirked and said, "That's right, that's right. Xiao Zhan, if you hand over the stone tablet, I guarantee I won't kill you. You look very handsome. Why not come home with me and become my son-in-law?" A succubus flew in front of Xiao Zhan and said, "Do you think you can escape? Today, whether you go up to the sky or down to the ground, I will personally kill you, the little ant." Xiao Zhan slightly opened his eyes to look at the succubus and casually asked, "Who are you?" The succubus great saint, with a gaze full of killing intent, replied coldly, "Succubus Tian Yi is my sister. I have come to take revenge for her. You best surrender to avoid physical suffering." Upon hearing this, Xiao Zhan, indifferent, said, "Oh, no wonder you're so vicious. Now I'm really scared, terrified even." Xiao Zhan tilted his head to look at the respected master standing on the shore. He quietly transmitted his voice to her. "Respected master, everyone follow me. Just don't go too fast." Understanding the intentions of the villainous disciple, Xiao Zhan, Fairy Shai Mengyi, nodded slightly. Immediately after, she jumped into the river of forgetfulness, then returned and said loudly to the elders of the Tai Su Holy Ground, "Follow me. Don't rush forward too quickly."